Welcome back to GBGuns Armory, a series in which we're going through stuff that has already been covered in full over on the main channel, possibly on the website. This one hasn't because it was before I had the website. You're looking at the Walther CCP. This, I believe, was the M2? Yes. Second generation of it, and this one is in 9mm. These were also in 380. They had a couple of different iterations. This one has the simpler takedown. You do have the striker indicator back there. And if you've never seen one of these, you'll notice that barrel remains level. This is not locked breech, but it's not direct blowback. It's a single stack. Got that incredible Walther ergonomics that just feels great, and even my hands are fitting nicely on it. What made this thing unique is it is gas piston delayed, similar to the HK-P7 that everyone loves to fawn over. You can get one of these much more easily, much less expensive. Sure, it's not a squeeze cocker, but it does have the gas piston delay setup. The way this works is there's a little hole in the barrel, and in the tabletop video I did my best to show you this, but the barrel's got a little vent, and down here is a piston. That vent fills the chamber, pushing against the piston, and so as the recoil and pressure tries to push the slide back, the gas on the piston is keeping the slide forward until the bullet's left, then gas escapes back out the barrel, and all that continuing inertia pushes the slide back and the gun cycles. It's an interesting recoil impulse. It's kind of neat. Why haven't we seen other guns do that? My guess would be heat, because it does get very warm. This is a polymer frame pistol. Fortunately, if it was metal framed, it would get really hot. Kind of like the Lago Alien that everyone loves to talk about. It is a beautiful gun. It's an incredible gun. Beautiful machining. I don't fault it there. There's a lot of great innovations there, but that thing gets stinking hot fast. I was at an event that had one. It's maybe like 30 people private event, and someone was showing off theirs. Rightfully so, very proud of it. By the time I got it and I was like the fourth or fifth person to shoot it, it was not fun to hold anymore, just because it got so hot. So to avoid that, we've got polymer trigger and polymer frame on the CCP, plus this being a concealed carry pistol, that's what CCP is for, and single stack, chances are you're not going to be shooting it too quickly or too many rounds. This did not get a lot of attention. It came out and then got quickly forgotten. The original one, maybe. I don't think I was tracking when the first one came out, but when the M2 came out, everybody said, yeah, so what? Or they said, oh yeah, I had one and it was difficult to take apart. Well, that was the original. They made things easier in this one. And part of the challenge is because you have that fixed barrel, you've got to bring the slide back up over and off like a Makarov, like a Crown Power, like a PPK, like so many other guns that are out there. It's just less common, and so people struggle with it. I think the original one also required a tool for takedown, whereas this can be done without a tool. But I think the biggest enemy that the CCP had was it came out around, as I recall, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but as I recall, it came out around the time that the micro compact craze started. And suddenly nobody cared about single stacks anymore. And while this is larger with lower capacity than a micro compact like a 365, it does take my whole hand. I can fit on it. The trigger, a little squishy. Oops, that did not fully reset. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of grindy, kind of squishy, not great. But as a defensive pistol, just to pull through, it's perfect. It's fine. I don't know, it might have been a little too late to get into the single stack 9 game. Plus, Walther had its own single stack 9, the PPS, a gun that I carried for a number of years. As a direct competitor, this is larger, maybe a little more comfortable depending on your hand size, but it's also a little more different and complex. Plus, from the polymer, let's see what this was. Oh, it says Ulm. It feels like one of Walther's Umarex guns. You know, Umarex and Walther, same company, or I believe Umarex owns Walther, the two factories. Sometimes Umarex does some production, and their polymer feels different. They deny it till they're blue in the face, but you can feel it. Let me know in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. Maybe that's just a gun nerd thing, but their polymer composition is a little bit different, and it feels like lower quality. It feels like airgun kind of stuff, which is funny because air guns these days are actually pretty darn serious. You can hunt deer and other animals with air guns these days. But other than that, I can't really speak to why the CCP didn't get more noise. I should take this out and shoot it again because it's been a while. The recoil sensation is different. What you hear there is the rattling of the piston. It's on a pin to allow it to pivot and rock a little bit. Not for the operation of the gun, but to make disassembling and reassembling it a little bit easier. I do recall there are some tricks to getting it back together. You have to use gravity, or don't let gravity go against you anyways. Perhaps another complication that made this kind of lose out to Walther's own PPS and other single stacks. But it's still a neat piece. I'm glad I have one. It's a different type of operating system, and when everyone gets all excited about a rare, elusive, and expensive HKP7, same operating system right here. Cheap, readily available. Easy Walther CCP. That's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.